3, Merry Christmas.
So hang on. How do we start this?
Wait,
Do we
okay,
say? I
ready?
think you should say
Oh,
something.
This is the Grinch that stole Christmas.
Every Who in Whoville liked Christmas a lot, but the Grinch, who lived just north of Whoville, did not. The Grinch hated Christmas, the whole Christmas season. Now, please don't ask why. No one quite knows the reason. It could be his head wasn't screwed on just right. It could be, perhaps, that his shoes were too tight. I hate that. But I think the most likely reason of all may have been that his heart was 2 sizes too small. Whatever the reason, his heart or his shoes, he stood there on Christmas Eve hating the Whos. Staring down from his cave with a sour, grinchy frown at the warm lighted windows below in their town. For he knew every Who down in Whoville beneath was busy now, hanging a mistletoe wreath.
And they're hanging and they're hanging.
Why don't
Go,
you?
go, no,
They're
go.
starving. He
Why
snarled
don't
with
you
a
go?
snake.
No, let go.
Okay.
All I need is a reindeer. The Grinch looked around. But since reindeer are scarce, there was none to be found. Nor did that stop old Grinch. No! The Grinch simply said, if I can't find a reindeer, I'll make one instead. So he called his dog Max, and he took some red thread. He tied a big horn on the top of his head. Then he loaded some bags and some old empty sacks. On a ramshackle sleigh, he hitched up old Max. Then the Grinch said, "Get out!" And the sleigh started down towards the homes where the Whos lay, a snooze in their town. All the windows were dark, quite snow filled the air. All the Whos who were dreaming sweet dreams without care. When he came to the first little house on the square, "This is stop number 1, he told Grinchy Claus hissed. And he climbed to the roof, empty bags in his fist.
And he went up the chimney himself, the old liar. On their walls he left nothing but hooks and some wire. And the one speck of food that was left in the house was a crumb that was even too small for a mouse. Then he did the same thing to the other Whos' houses, leaving crumbs much too small for the other Whos' mouses. It was quarter past dawn, all the Whos still abed, all the Whos still a snooze when he packed up his sled. Packed it up with their presents, their ribbons, their wrappings, their tags and the tinsel, the trimmings and the trappings. 3,000 feet up the side of Mount Crumpet, or Crumpet. He rode with his load to the tip-top to dump it. Pooh-pooh to the Whos. He was Grinch hastily humming. They're finding out now that no Christmas is coming. They're just waking up. I know just what they'll do. Their mouths will hang open a minute or two. Then Who's down in Whoville will all cry, boo, hoo. That's a noise, grinned the Grinch, that I simply must hear. So he paused. And the Grinch put his hand to his ear. And he did hear a sound rising up over the snow. It started in low, then it started to grow. But the sound wasn't sad. Why, this sound sounded merry. It couldn't be so, but it was merry, very. He stared down at Whoville. The Grinch popped his eyes. Then he shook. What he saw was a shocking surprise. Every Who down in Whoville, the tall and the small, was singing without any presents at all. He hadn't stopped Christmas from coming. It came. Somehow or other, it came just the same.
And the Grinch, with his Grinch feet ice cold in the snow, stood puzzling and puzzling. How could it be so? It came without ribbons, it came without tags. Came without packages, boxes or bags. And he puzzled 3 hours till his puzzler was sore. Then the Grinch thought of something he hadn't before. Maybe Christmas, he thought, doesn't come from a store. Maybe Christmas, perhaps, means a little bit more. And what happened then? Well, in Whoville they say that the Grinch's small heart grew 3 sizes that day. And the minute his heart didn't feel quite so tight, he whizzed with his load through the bright morning light, and he brought back the toys and the food for the feast. And he himself, the Grinch, carved the roast beast.
Merry Christmas, chicken shed.
Chicken sheds.
Chicken shed.
Chicken sheds.
Merry Christmas.
All for you. Christmas. You.
We wish you a Merry Christmas.
Chicken Christmas
We wish
shed.
you a Merry Christmas.
We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Tidings we bring to
you.
and your king. Wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Bye.
That was so fun. I love